1934 treaty between Gray, Extraterrestrials and U.S. government. The first treaty between the Gray, Extraterrestrials was signed in July 1934. It was here that the agreement was first made between the Greys, who were actually representing a race of reptilian-like beings from the Draconis star system, and representatives of the U.S. intelligence community. The treaty stated that in return for the Greys providing high technology, the U.S. federal government would allow the Greys to proceed unhindered with human abductions for use in an ongoing ET genetic program. On July 11, 1934, the first treaty between the beings, which have become known as the Small Greys, approximately 3.5-foot gray beings with large wraparound eyes, from the Orion star system, and the U.S. federal government, under President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, occurred aboard a naval ship at the port city of Balboa, Panama. This was one of the most important events in human history, because it thrust us into a role we were not prepared for, as regards becoming host to a malevolent extraterrestrial race. Although there are benevolent Zeta Greys, these entities did not have humanity's best interests at heart. The U.S. government completely disregarded the Constitution of the United States by doing this and not telling the American people. It was here that the agreement was first made between the Greys, who were actually representing a race of reptilian-like beings from the Draconis star system, and representatives of the U.S. intelligence community. The treaty stated that in return for the Greys providing high technology, the U.S. federal government would allow the Greys to proceed unhindered with human abductions for use in an ongoing ET genetic program. The Americans stated they would only agree to the terms if a list of abductees was provided to the government and the abductees returned unharmed with their memories of the event erased. The Greys provided anti-gravity devices, metals and alloys, environment, free energy, and medical technology in return for this. These Greys basically said they would provide this hardware in exchange for being allowed to infiltrate human society on all levels. This they did, and started to replace important world leaders with clones under their control. 7 years after this treaty, in 1941, the Greys approached the German government and Hitler. A treaty was then arranged with the Nazis. The Greys offered mind control and other technologies to the Germans, and in return wanted human subjects to conduct their genetic experiments on. The information I have is that Hitler told the Greys they were not to touch the German Aryan people but could do what they wanted with the people in the concentration camps. In the last century, Germany and America have been the main areas of Grey and reptilian invasion, as you can see by the vast amounts of people going missing in America lately. This is why the Nazis were so involved with cloning technology and experimentation on twins. Approximately 20 people in the U.S. and Germany at the time would have been directly involved in the Grey/human treaties. The information was kept on a strictly need-to-know basis within the governments and secret services. Little has changed regarding Grey, government, and concentration camp issues. We now, as of 2006, have the Grey, Draco, reptilian, and government sellouts in Britain and America who are torturing test subjects as we speak, installed into underground concentration camps.